There's a quiet moment that comes for all of us, in the stillness of the night, when the noise of the world fades, and we're left alone with ourselves. It's in that moment that we ask, am I enough? It was 2 a.m. and I was lying in my bed, unable to sleep, and my thoughts, naturally, began to take over. And I began reflecting on the day I had just lived. I just finished a 6-hour school day, 4-hour study session, followed by a meditation session and a workout, a podcast on how to be more productive, while I deep cleaned my room and organized my closet by color and season. I was exhausted. But I couldn't stop thinking about all the things I hadn't done that day. I hadn't earned any money. I hadn't worked enough. I hadn't improved enough. And that's when it hit me. I was trapped in a cycle of endless striving, and I had no idea how to get out. We live in a culture that tells us that we can be anything, do anything, have anything. And yet, the mental health crisis is skyrocketing. Depression and burnout are everywhere. Why is this? Because freedom, as it turns out, can be a trap. And self-improvement, as we often understand it, is an illusion. It's because it's not about becoming better. It's about believing we are broken. Here's the uncomfortable truth. We have been sold a lie. A lie that we're endless projects, endless works in progress, always meant to be tweaked, optimized, perfected. The lie that if we just run faster, be more attractive, more beautiful, we will finally feel like we're enough. But here's the thing that we think is setting us free, this relentless pursuit of self-improvement, is actually the very thing that is keeping us chained. Let's break this down. We live in what philosopher Han calls an achievement society. Unlike old disciplinary societies where authority figures told us what to do, we now police ourselves. We track our steps, our calories, our sleep. We optimize our mornings, our productivity, even our happiness. We've internalized the idea that we are never enough as we are, and we always, always must be striving to be more. Now, this isn't just exhausting. It's also exploitative. Here's the thing. When we think we are a project, there's always more work to be done. There's this endless checklist. And so, we burn out. We collapse under the weight of our own expectations, which is what Han defines as I-tiredness. To put it simply, we exhaust ourselves with ourselves. And then when we inevitably burn out, we're told that it's our fault, that we failed to master ourselves fully. But what if, and hear me out for a second, burnout isn't a failure. It's a symptom, a cry for help from a system that is fundamentally broken. Now, we've been taught to measure our worth from how we look, what we do, what we achieve, how much is in our bank account. And in turn, we lose touch with the things that truly matter. Play, creativity, the simple joy of being alive. Even our pursuit of self-improvement has become commodified. Beauty isn't just about attraction, it's about economic value. Fitness isn't just about health, it's about marketability. We've turned ourselves into products, constantly striving to be better, faster, stronger. And we've alienated ourselves from the very essence of who we are. And we live life and are fueled through the inferior ego. Now, the inferior ego, it's that part of you that doesn't feel complete. It's that part of you that relies on external validation because it doesn't trust its own worth. But here's the thing. That inferior ego, it's not your enemy. Just confused. It's been conditioned to believe that your value comes from outside of you, from how you look, who you know, what other people think of you. But let me ask you this one thing. Why do you care what other people think of you? Why do you want them to think that you're smart or successful or beautiful? It's not about them, is it? No. It's about you. It's always about you, how you feel, how it makes you feel. Even when it feels like we're seeking approval from things that are outside of ourselves, it's always about how it makes us feel. You want them to think you're successful because you want to feel successful. You want them to think you're beautiful because you want to feel beautiful. It's always about you. It's always through you, inside of you, with you, to you, and for you. Because we don't see things as they are. We see them as we are. And when we see ourselves as incomplete, the world becomes a mirror reflecting our own inadequacies. So, what's the antidote? How do we break free from this cycle, this endless pursuit of self-improvement? The answer, I believe, lies in spontaneity. Because spontaneity is the antidote to self-improvement. It's about doing things for the sake of doing them, not because they're going to make you better, faster, stronger. It's about play, creativity, joy, the simple joy of being alive. Think about the last time you lost yourself in a moment of pure joy. Maybe it was dancing with friends, watching the sunset, simply reading a book. I know in those moments I wasn't thinking about how to improve myself. I wasn't measuring myself against others. I was simply being alive. And that, I realized, that is where true freedom lies. Remember that night I told you about at the beginning? The one where I was lying in bed, feeling like I wasn't enough. I don't live there anymore. Not because I perfected myself, far, far from it, but because I've let go of the notion that I need to. Sometimes when I can't sleep, I get up, sketch drawings of the moon that no one will ever see, to highlight words in a book that no one will ever see, to remind myself that life isn't a checklist, it's a gift. And that right there, that is my challenge to you the next time you feel the urge to improve, to optimize, to become better. Stop. Remind yourself, is this what I truly want, or is this what I've been told to want? And then take a step back. Do something spontaneous, something joyful, something that reminds you that you are alive and you are enough. And when that voice of the inferior ego whispers, you're not enough, stop. Remind yourself, I'm not a project to fix. I am a person to live. My value isn't something that I have to earn. It's something that I already have. Stop defining yourself by the things that you lack. You're not the absence of things, but the presence. You are enough. Stop chasing. The moment that you stop chasing is the moment that you start living. You are enough, not because of the things that you own, the people that you know, how much is in your bank account. You are enough because you are alive. And that right there, that is enough. Stop chasing and start living. Thank you.